The Chen family lived in a small rural village about 200 kilometers from the nearest major city. For generations, they had worked as farmers, growing crops and raising animals on their modest land. However, by the time Mr. Chen turned 45, he realized the farm could no longer support his growing family. His daughter Li was finishing school, and his younger daughter Maya was just beginning her studies. Mr. Chen knew that without better opportunities, his children's future would be limited. After careful consideration and many family discussions, the Chens made a difficult decision. They would sell their farmland and their small house and move to the bustling city. The family's first days in the city were overwhelming. They arrived at a small apartment in a crowded residential area with millions of people. The noise from traffic never seemed to stop, even late at night. Tall buildings surrounded them on all sides, blocking the view of the sky that they had always taken for granted in the countryside. For the first time in their lives, the children experienced modern elevators, supermarkets with hundreds of products, and streets filled with rushing crowds. Mrs. Chen felt dizzy from the constant activity. Mr. Chen tried to stay positive for his family's sake, but he too felt the weight of this dramatic change. Despite their anxiety, the family knew they had to adapt quickly. Finding work proved to be both easier and harder than expected. Through a friend from his village, Mr. Chen found employment as a construction worker. The job was physically demanding, and the pay was lower than he had hoped. Mrs. Chen began working as a night cleaner in office buildings, scrubbing floors and cleaning bathrooms from midnight until early morning. Both parents faced serious challenges at work. Many of their coworkers spoke the city dialect quickly, and Mr. Tret and Mrs. Chen struggled to understand everything. After long shifts, they returned home exhausted. Still, they considered themselves fortunate to have found stable employment so quickly. Their sacrifice was for their children's future. Meanwhile, the children faced their own struggles in the city's education system. Li, the eldest at 19 years old, had gained admission to a prestigious university based on strong entrance exam scores and even received a partial scholarship. However, the university curriculum was different from what she had learned in her rural school, and she found her first semester incredibly difficult. Her younger sister Maya, at 14, entered a competitive urban middle school where students seemed years ahead in their studies. Both girls cried after school in those early weeks. They felt lost and discouraged. Yet slowly, with the help of tutoring and extra study sessions, both children began to improve. Their grades gradually climbed higher each month. About 3 months after their arrival, something important began to change. The family discovered that the city had a vibrant cultural life beyond their small apartment. They attended a local spring festival where they watched traditional performances and tasted food from different regions. At a community center, they joined free English language classes with other adults from various backgrounds. Through these classes, they made new friends and learned about local customs. Mr. Chen even joined a church group where other migrant workers gathered to share meals and stories. Mrs. Chen found a women's group that met on her rare days off. Gradually, the city that had seemed so cold and frightening began to feel more welcoming and alive. After 6 months in the city, the family's financial situation began to stabilize. Both parents had kept their jobs and were earning enough to not just survive but to save money. With their improved circumstances, they were able to move to a slightly larger apartment in a better neighborhood. The new place had more natural light and was quieter than their previous residence. Mr. Chen felt a sense of pride when he signed the lease. For the first time since arriving in the city, he allowed himself to imagine a permanent future here. Mrs. Chen could finally reduce her work hours slightly, giving her more time to rest. The children continued their studies with renewed confidence. 1 year after their arrival, the Chen family gathered in their new apartment to reflect on their journey. Li had completed her first year at university and was earning good grades in her business courses. Maya had made friends at school and even joined a debate club. Mr. Chen had been promoted to a team leader position at his construction company, which meant better pay and more respect. Mrs. Chen had transitioned to daytime office management work, which was less exhausting than night cleaning. The family was no longer just surviving in the city, they were genuinely thriving. They still missed their village and would visit during holidays when possible. However, they had also come to love their new home. The Chen family's story is a testament to the power of courage, unity, and determination in the face of enormous life changes. Today, the Chen family is part of a larger community of migrant families in their city. They have learned that their story is not unique, but rather one of thousands. Many families have made similar journeys, leaving rural areas for urban opportunities. The Chens have become mentors to newly arrived families, helping them navigate the challenges they themselves faced. Li often volunteers to teach English to younger migrants. Mr. Chen uses his construction knowledge to help others find work. The family has discovered that by helping others, they strengthen their own sense of belonging and purpose. As they continue their lives in the city, the Chen family carries with them the values from their countryside roots while embracing the opportunities of their new urban home. Question 1. Why did the Chen family decide to leave their rural village? A. They wanted to experience city life and travel. B. Their farm was too small and there were limited opportunities for their children's future. C. They were forced to leave by the government. D. They won a lottery that allowed them to move to the city. Question 2. Mrs. Chen's new job in the city involves cleaning buildings during the night shift. Please fill in the missing word with one word. Question 3. What were 2 main challenges that Mr. and Mrs. Chen faced in their new jobs? Please answer in complete sentences. Question 4. What was the turning point that helped the Chen family adjust to city life? A. They found high-paying jobs immediately. B. They won money and bought a large house. C. They discovered city culture, made new friends, and joined community activities like festivals and language classes. D. Their children quit school to help with family finances.